You've probably heard a lot in the media lately about carbon zero, net zero emissions, or carbon neutral. But what if there are more pressing ecological issues right now that we can fix, and in doing so, reduce our carbon footprint, and create better immediate outcomes for our environment, our ecosystems, and our society? I'm CJ, also known as Codes, and I am an unqualified internet user here to give you my half-baked opinion on why net zero emissions should not be currently at the forefront of ecological discussion. The world on which we live is tied together by millions of little ecosystems that exist in local areas inhabited by many different species with many different amounts of flora and fauna. These ecosystems would not be what they are without the animals and plants that inhabit them. Each of them plays a crucial and vital role in maintaining the world in which we live. Deforestation in the Amazon rainforest is almost at a point of no recovery. If that sounds bad, that's because it is. If we lose the Amazon rainforest, we lose arguably the world's most important ecosystem, and it'll never be the same as it was.
You know it's not the same as it was.
We don't want that. Deforestation is killing and displacing millions of wildlife every year. If that's not bad enough, trees produce valuable oxygen that we need to survive. Less trees equals less oxygen. We don't want to be living in a real-world example of the Lorax. We need to stop deforestation as a #1 priority. However, fixing deforestation alone won't solve all our problems and repair ecosystems. You know what else is a valuable ecosystem to our society? The Great Barrier Reef. Situated off the coast of Eastern Australia, I grew up on its doorstep. I know just how important the Great Barrier Reef is. It is one of the most important ecosystems on Earth and is another UNESCO World Heritage listed site. Plastic pollution is one of the biggest threats to the Great Barrier Reef right now. Millions of animals in the Great Barrier Reef are being killed by consuming plastics unbeknownst to them. The plastic might look like prey to them. The plastic might just tangle itself around the animals, thus choking them. The production of plastic, of course, is a very carbon-reliant industry. Producing plastic uses a lot of energy, and thus the carbon emissions are extraordinary. Even deforestation that we mentioned earlier, the heavy machinery required to chop down all these trees on the daily, use a lot of fossil fuels. And just chopping down those trees is, well, removing trees. Trees absorb carbon dioxide, CO2, to produce oxygen, the air we breathe. Without trees, there's more carbon and less clean, breathable oxygen. So what should we be doing? We should be looking for alternatives to woods, papers, cardboards, and plastics. Some great ones already exist. Bamboo, hemp, great alternatives for wood and wood-based products. Glass is a great alternative for plastic that was being used for forever until plastic became commonplace. Manufacturers already have gotten down to fine-tuning how to produce glass-based products. They just switched it out in favor of plastic. We can go back to glass. Glass has been used for production, mass production, for forever. You're not slowing down production by using glass. Sure, it's more expensive, but at some point you have to do that for the greater good. At some point, our ecosystem, our livelihoods, the livelihoods of all the other animals on this earth, have to take precedent over profit. So don't worry about net zero, because like I've mentioned, by making these two very small changes, less plastic and less wood, carbon emissions will be vastly reduced. If we use less plastic, we are cutting down on plastic production, which uses so much more energy than if we just used alternatives. If we don't worry as much about cutting down trees and use alternatives, we're using less carbon. And both of those ways we're saving ecosystems in the process. The ways in which to reduce carbon are the important part. Reaching zero is not the immediate goal. The immediate goal is creating short-term changes that will be visible instantaneously, that will generate long-term sustainable outcomes. Net zero may actually just be unachievable, but producing better ecological outcomes right now, in the short term, that will immediately impact not only our lives, but the lives of future generations and the animals around us are most certainly doable. It's just about prioritizing people over profit. If you enjoyed today's video, I know it's a lot more serious than my usual discussions, but I felt like I had to share something because just putting so much thought into it, I had to put it into words. Feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, or share this video with your friends. But I'm CJ, also known as Codes, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Goodbye for now.